Hi there, you're listening to Renee, the Born Intuitive. If you're looking to find me on social media, just type in Renee, Renee, the Born Intuitive, and you will be able to find me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. So, for those of you who've been inquiring and asking, what type of reading should I get? Like, which one is right for me? So, I'm going to address some of those questions so that I can help people in their spiritual journey today and addressing those. So, the very first one I'm going to cover is astrology. Astrology readings go way beyond your sun sign. Um, this uses your birth date and time. A chart is compiled, and the astrologer can predict your life trends based on planetary positions. It is also known to give you insight into favorable sorry times to pursue specific actions like getting married or changing careers, things like that. A lot of people have been very successful with astrology. Astrology is not something that I personally do, but it is an avenue for a lot of people. Now, this takes years of studying for some people, and some people are drawn to it. With that being said, astrology has been around forever. It is a known fact, even before BC, that a lot of people read through the stars and things like that for guidance. The other thing is auras. If someone says, "Wow, can you see my aura?" The human body's energetic field, or aura, holds clues about emotions, thoughts, memories. By looking at the aura, the reader can gain information to help you and remove energetic blocks, attain greater spiritual growth, can give you some past, present, and future advice, perhaps. If you're looking to understand yourself from an energetic perspective, an aura reading is good for you. Another terminology, as far as someone that reads auras, is also called an energy reader. Cardomancy. This is a type of reading that works with cards. It provides you with answers to your questions, also called oracle cards. Some individuals work with angel cards, animal cards, earth magic cards, just to name a few. Cards are more of a tool for the person to use, the intuitive themselves, the reader. If you have an affinity for one or more of these, this can help you get a greater connection with the reader. I personally also do mine a little bit differently. Number one, I only use oracle cards, and number two, I use the person's intuition as well as mine in order to figure out what layout, in order to figure out what question, and in order to figure out how many cards. In fact, when I receive my oracle cards, what I do is I actually just throw out the book. I don't even go by the book. I use my intuition completely when using any type of cards, as these are just meant to be tools. Okay? The other thing is channeling. Channeling is not something I personally do, but there is a lot of people that do this. They communicate with the reader, being that of a spiritual being or a guide, and then these messages are related to their client. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't give messages from the other side, but I don't allow individuals or entities to channel me whatsoever at all. Clairvoyant. Clairvoyant means clear vision, and this has come to be a lot with the words of individuals that are psychic or intuitive. Clairvoyant reading means clear seeing, images or visions psychically or intuitively related to your questions during a reading. The reader may describe things in symbols or in other visions or images that he or she may see that is directly related to your path. Now, there's another one. It's called cleromancy. This is You may have heard of this as like throwing bones or something to that effect. People do dice, they do shells, they do stones. This interprets their positions in order to provide you with the reading. Okay? I Ching. I Ching is an ancient Chinese oracle, as well as a form of cleromancy. Coins are tossed, and their patterns are blah, 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 I cannot talk today. Are interpreted to form a triagram or picture of three lines. These triograms are then analyzed to give information about the client's question. It also helps you understand how your past, present, and future work together and also evolve. Mediumship. I mentioned this one earlier. This is often confused with channeling a lot, which is why I mentioned something about it. Mediumship refers to a reader's ability to communicate to those on the other side. So if you're looking for messages from loved ones who have passed, working with a medium is the best option for you. But this is not to be confused with channeling. Channeling is literally how it sounds. You allow something to kind of take over or speak through you. Channeling is way different than being a medium. Okay? A medium, think of it as putting on headphones but not singing the song. Okay? Numerology. If you love numbers, numerology readings could be for you. Like astrology, um, just like astrology readings, astrology is a little bit different than numerology, but it's still similar. Numerology works with your birth date to provide information about your personality and your path. The numerologist can predict your life events based on changing dates and numbers. Palmistry. Most people have heard about this one. They say the fate is in your hands, right? Well, palm reading is looking at the unique lines of your palm to tell you about your life, your health, your love, your career, and way more, from what I understand. Runes. Runes are ancient Nordic alphabet, that's what they're from, with each letter engraved on a stone or title. The reader casts them randomly or spreads them out in a pattern or spread to gain insight into your issues. Spirit guides. Now, this isn't the same as mediumship or channeling. In fact, this is kind of one all by itself. See, readers and shamans have spirit guides that they work with on a regular basis. At least most do. A spirit guide is someone who. Actually, let me change that terminology. A spirit guide reading is something very different. A reader or a shaman that has spirit guides, they work with them on a regular basis. So let's just say that I'm going to use a spirit guide and I am a reader. I don't allow any information to come through without going to my spirit guide first. So let's say you want a message from a loved one. Your loved one has to go through my spirit guide. Okay, it's a form of protection for some people. Also, if I have a question, I may ask my spirit guide, and they may ask who. So that's kind of an example of a spirit guide. Tarot readings, tarot cards. This is a 78 deck of cards. The reader shuffles the cards while concentrating on your question. The cards are then laid out in a pattern or spread and then interpreted. These are just small samples of different types of readings that are available, but here's just a few more in case you're wondering. Walkthroughs can be done of a home, a place, even a piece of land. You would need someone that is an energy reader, most likely, in most situations, or someone that is a medium in most situations. It definitely depends on what you're asking about or seeking guidance in. There's that. That can also be done with energy clearing as well. Those individuals should know how to do that if they're in that line of work or doing those types of readings. That and with that being said, those are something that I do offer. Let's see. Past life readings. Now, these are done in like a number of different ways actually, because you can get an oracle card past life reading. Or if you're working with someone that's gifted in past lives, they can simply see a photo of you. Energy readings can be done for health or for many different reasons. Those are someone that can read a photo from top to bottom. And from top to bottom, what I mean by that is picture someone, preferably standing up against a white wall, and a photo of them is taken from head to toe. The person then reads the energy, at least I do, from the bottom all the way up to the top of their head. Now, this is exactly an energy reading like I gave the definition earlier. It will give you insight and tell you everything from past, present, and future to possible health issues. But no reader should be giving medical advice unless they're a licensed medical professional or they specialize in that and are certified in that. Me personally, I tell all my sitters or clients or individuals that are getting readings from me that I personally am not to replace any professionals in the medical field or those in the mental health field as well. That's just being safe. You want the best for each client as well as yourself. Let's see. Oh, yes, then there's mystical, mythical readings. I know that's a mouthful, right? Well, picture werewolves, vampires, fairies, all of these different things. First of all, those all came from somewhere. Now, let's say, for instance, you have heard of the Michigan Dogmen. It's legend in Michigan that there's dogmen. Now, if you go somewhere else, they maybe are called werewolves. Now, legends and myths and folklore came from somewhere. Now, think about how things were in like way back when, like once upon a time kind of thing. All those ideas, thoughts, those things came from somewhere. Think of mythology, Greek gods, the power that they held. People worshiped them, people spoke about them, people did rituals to them. Everything comes from something, whether it's from energy or whether it's from the imagination. Even in our imagination, that thought comes from somewhere. Okay? We literally are living in two different worlds. You have your physical world here on earth right now, and then you also have the supernatural world. Now, anybody that's super open minded or does not limit themselves by nothing but labels or boxes is open minded to this aspect because you go, wow, what is available over there, or what is being done over there, or what can you do over there? If I told you that you could fly, or you could teleport, or that you could time travel on this side, you would go, yeah, okay, you've been watching too much sci fi. But what if I told you you could do it on the other side? What then are your capabilities? Think about that for a moment. Mythical, mystical readings are usually something connected with folklore or some kind of legend. So if I see someone and I may immediately get that there's some type of vampire. Now, does that necessarily mean that they're running around sucking someone's blood? No. But in the energy world and in the supernatural world, what that means is they could very well be sucking like someone's energy. Maybe they know it, maybe they don't. But you'll definitely know this person because they just drain all the energy out of the room or out of the person that they're around, and you just feel exhausted after leaving them, like for a visit or whatever the case may be. These are situations that are similar. Now, the whole thing about vampires, ironically enough, is if you look at the movies, they bite on the neck, right? Okay, well, that's actually in the energy world what is considered your life force. That's your jugular vein. That's a not a jugular vein. That's your main vein that goes to everything in your body. Okay? So it's huge. It's like this massive vein of straight up energy and it's considered life force. Now, that's where they got the whole concept of, biting on the neck and that kind of thing, depending on who you talk to. Now, not everybody is going to agree with this kind of statement. I already know that. I'll probably get a few hate mails, but that's okay. I can respect someone in their spiritual journey no matter where they are. Because you know what? That's all right. It's not my job to try to make them believe anything that I'm saying. That's not my job. My job is to help people connect with their soul and help them in their spiritual journey. Okay, that's it for today. If you're interested in getting a personal reading by me, please look after this video on all the things that I offer in the scroll menu. And as I said, you can always find me on Facebook, Renee, the Born Intuitive, and you'll see a link to my website there. Thank you so much. I hope this finds you well. Love and light.